Hi, this is Analytical Chick. So, a lot of the people that are on the alt-right have been doing videos about ethno-nationalism versus civic nationalism. And even though most of the people doing the videos are concluding that they're ethno-nationalists and they don't like civic nationalists, I guess I would be categorized as a civic nationalist, but I still don't agree with, the points that they use when they use civic nationalists as an example. A lot of those points I don't agree with. So here's where I stand on this. They use an example. Apparently, Alex Jones said, and I've seen the clips, I don't care if America is 80% non-white, as long as, they pick up our culture. And Ben Shapiro also made some sort of comment about immigrants, it's okay as long as they pick up our culture. Well, here's the overwhelming problem with that. They don't. So, I don't think that we should have an all-white United States, but at the same time, I don't think we should be bringing in all kinds of immigrants for the simple reason that when you bring in people from cultures that are different from ours, they're not likely to assimilate. Now, I think, people who are trying to leave Islam, if they're legitimately trying to leave it, I think, we could let people like that in. If you look at someone like Brigitte Gabriel, she is an amazing example of someone who was not born here, who came here, and she's an amazing American. She's advocating for all kinds of great things. She does speeches, she does talks, and I think she's wonderful. Anyway, so I don't think that one should automatically be dismissed because of the color of their skin. But I think to make these comments as long as they take our culture, it's absolutely ridiculously naive to say that it's okay to bring in people from countries that are extremely different from ours. It's extremely naive to say that we should bring them in and just hope that we can win them over, because Alex Jones' comment, that's how it came across to me. It came across to me the problem is that we haven't been winning them over. If we had been winning over the previous immigrants, I don't think anybody would be caring about immigration. But people care about immigration because they're not being won over. And anybody who doesn't want to talk about that detail is just being retarded. They're being... the problem is we have these people on the alt-light. See, and I don't consider myself either alt-light or alt-right. I consider myself a regular conservative. Middle of the road, because obviously I'm not anti-Jew, so I'm not alt-right. And also, they're completely and totally focused on Caucasian, and while I support white people, having more children to get their numbers up and advocating for themselves, I don't support this, crazy idea that, the Jew hating that I believe they picked up from Islam. It sounds, a lot of the stuff that the alt-right spews out sounds similar to stuff coming out of the Black Islamic movement, the NOI, Nation of Islam. So, literally, Jews did 911. That came out of Somebody who spews that out just like the alt-right does would be Linda Sarsour's mentor, who is an NOI imam. So his name is Siraj Wahaj, by the way. He says that same thing. So, but I think the only other thing I want to say is it's not related to civic nationalism versus ethno-nationalism, but I am going to go ahead and say what I think of. Obviously, I don't like the Jew hate on the alt-right, but one thing I do like is that they kind of have a fire to ignite people to be moral again, which I think is great. Like, for example, the men who are alt-right or leaning towards alt-right, some of them have come out and said, you know, like, don't be watching porn and masturbating because it can hurt your marriage. And if a woman said that, like, when I've been dating guys and I've tried to say, like, talk about these kinds of things, it's like, oh, you're just some whiny nag. Oh, you women. And, I mean, the reality is, it's true. You know, you want the idea that somebody is finally speaking up for families and marriage. And, I mean, America was better when people got married before they have kids. I mean, hey, things are insane. So, and, you know, it's a trend that I definitely would like to see turned around. I don't think it should necessarily be tied to white people and white advocacy, because I think that regular conservatives would do well to support that. I think one of the things that is nice about it is that the alt-right movement isn't necessarily tied to religion, because a lot of conservatives back down on that, because conservatism is generally tied to religion, especially the Christian religion. But you'd be surprised. I know a lot of people who are Orthodox Jews who most of them are conservatives, and similar to Ben Shapiro, they tend to focus in on the 90s types issues like being pro-life and the LGBT issue. So there's that. For me, immigration is more of a hot button issue, and that's something I do like about the alt-right, but I don't think you have to be focusing on the white race to say that immigration is bad for society. Dumping hordes and hordes of people with a different culture than yours, anyway. Alright, I think that's it for today, so thanks for stopping by my channel. I'll see you next time.